Surely it must be paradise because beware of scams. Hi there, my name is Nyasha Nolazinduzo, and if it's your first time on this channel, hi, how are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Welcome back. Where shall we begin? Before we even enter into this, I feel like I tried to start doing, at least posting one. I think I've been, I've stuck to it to like 6 weeks of the time I've been on YouTube. I've managed to post every week, and I thought, you know what, I could post every Sunday, but this past Sunday I couldn't. In fact, today is Sunday, sorry, mind. Today is Sunday, but this past week I genuinely didn't have the strength. But I'm finally in better spirits, so here we are. And I thought, what shall we talk about? So then I decided that let's talk about my UK experience I've had so far. And I think today, or was it yesterday, the 22nd of April, marked me being in England for exactly a year. But I would say being in England a year consistently, because I did come before, as I mentioned it, I think in my very first post. So I wanted to share a few tips and things I found along the way. So I'll share the tips at the end. I'll first start with a story about how I even ended up in London and so, as I've said, my name is Nyasha Nolazinduzo from Zimbabwe, and my story and my journey to come to England started when I was 17, I think. Actually, I was 17. And to give you context, I'm now 23, turning 24 this year, so that's a long time. And what initially was the plan was I was going to finish high school in Zimbabwe, and I would do my university in England, and I would have moved to join my mom. But unfortunately, or fortunately, because God said no, but it could have been a blessing. There's a lot that happened within my 4 years in uni that make me who I am today. And I'll be about to say so myself. But there's a lot. God said wait. In fact, with that request, he said wait and not no. So I finished upper six. This is how serious it was, and how my situation, I joined my mom. So it wasn't a situation of I needed to apply or get a sponsor or anything. So it was meant to be fairly quick. My parents both live in England, and I was just joining. It was meant to be fairly quick, but the first time I applied, and this is in upper six, so everyone, the hype, let me just get you, everyone is hyping up, I'm going to Mauritius, I'm going to America, I'm going to SA. I always want to go to UCT. And I didn't apply to UCT, which I feel like I should have, but I didn't apply to UCT. I didn't really apply to any universities that were outside England, because I thought that's it. So I was even accepted to a few, and it even came through the mail. Guys, at that time I was not used to mail coming in. It came in a letterbox. I got out, and congratulations, all that. But unfortunately I didn't make it. I couldn't make it to England because I also had as we're going to see, I take budgets and finances very seriously. So then it didn't make sense, and at that time it didn't make sense for me to come this side and pay 24,000 when I should technically be paying 9,000 as a proper citizen here. So then I got my visa back, my application, and I'd been denied. And for me, I feel like I want to pivot into a different direction, but that's a story for another day. A lot happened then. I faced quite a lot because I was stranded. In my mind, I thought I was stranded. Now I think about it, I'm like, child, do you not know the God you serve? The God you worship? Anyway, so then we appealed that process, and obviously the matters clearly were dealt with, and I finally got my visa second year of university. I started university at African University, and by the time I started, I'd already mentioned that even if it comes out, I don't think I'm willing to start again. I'm just gonna finish, unless it was like within the first year, but it didn't come out within the first year. It came out. It didn't come out in the first year. It came out in my second year, towards the end of it. So what's left is what? Attachment and the fourth year. So I remember I came to visit when my visa came out during holidays. So the holidays in Zim are, as I was saying, the holidays in Zim are in a way that, well, the university I went to, we had a shorter time during during December holiday. Like, it'd be December the first week, and we needed to be back in uni like the second week of January. And then during winter, because Mutara is cold, I think what they did was fine, because Mutara is freezing. So during winter, that's like from end of May, so May, June, July, you'd be home. So that was a very long holiday. So that's the time I came to England. So it was my first time. I'm like, wow, these lights. But yeah, basically that was it. And then I went back to university, and eventually the plan was I would visit every month, every holiday, until I was ready and I was finished. But COVID was like, no hun, sit down, relax, stay in Zimbabwe. And then eventually we'd opened up and I came. So that leads to me coming last year and my journey starting. So I had two different experiences when I was here. It's the first one and the one I'm having now. So I don't know if it's also because I've grown, or that change and drop to go back. I thought I really didn't use my time the last time I was here wisely, because I think I was here to like culture shock, and I know I didn't leave where we live. I didn't leave the house when I didn't have anyone. So which means in those 3 months, 2 months of it, I was here. Two and a half months I was here. And the times when people were at work, I did not leave. And that's the funny thing, because I'd been told, oh no, you should go here, and if something happens, you can call. I have a lot of relatives all right around here. And they've always been like, if your mom is at work and she doesn't answer a call and you think you're lost, call us. We know this place at the back of our hand. We'll let you know that, child, you are lost, but we can bring you back as long as you are still in the United Kingdom. Regardless, even you end up in Nigeria, they would find me. But I had culture shock, and I sort of felt very inferior. So I spent most of my days indoors. I enjoyed it, to be honest with you. I really enjoyed my time the first time. As you can see from the script, we went to a lot of places, but most of the things I did with my family around. So then this time around, I came and I was like, no, I'm gonna learn how to leave the house by myself. I'm gonna learn how to enjoy this time I've been given, because I realized that, you know what, tomorrow I might just wake up and I need to go to America. So what I then did different coming back was I allowed myself to fail. I think that's actually going to be my tip number one. I didn't write it like that, but it came out like that. I allowed myself to fail, in the sense that the first time I came around, I wanted to know everything. I wanted to know everything about the area. But you're not really going to be able to know everything about an area. You just arrived. Allow yourself to fail. I've gotten a few times, I've gotten lost. I took myself to central London this one time in Christmas, during the Christmas season. And I literally called my mom and I'm like, I can't find the train station. Now see, Christmas season, that means I'd been there for almost for almost 7 months, right? But I still got lost. Allow yourself to fail. And she directed me, because like I was so lost. Well, not, I'm exaggerating, but I was so lost in a way that my Google Maps was not helping. It was making matters worse. I needed to hear a familiar voice, and I'm like, right, I'm done. And the thing is that I got carried away because I went on a shopping spree. So I sort of was just going from shop, and then I was like, I need to go home now. Where's the station? So allow yourself to fail. That would be my advice. If you're moving into a new city, a new country, or just going to a new university, or whatever it is, the new chapter you're in, allow yourself to fail. You're going to fail. Sometimes it's not going to look like cute. You don't know the area and you're learning it. So that's number one. And my other tips, I'm going to continue with the tips as I continue telling you how I'm trying to do things differently. I am allowing myself to fail. I'm taking myself to places where I know I'm going to need to read the maps. I'm that girl standing by the train station trying to figure out, yes, I'm here. I'm trying to get to there. And it's fine, because it's the experience. I'm getting to learn things. So of course, there's some things I know very well now, but some things still a hit and miss. Still one of those, I can't fall asleep, because if I fall asleep, I forget where to drop off. So another thing I would advise anyone, even a person coming here to the UK, is to take every day as it comes. One thing that happened to me this time around than the first is I felt lonelier more often. I felt lonely, and I went through a lot, and I even think this time I was really sad. I was not leaving the house again, but not like the first time that I was scared, but I was sort of losing the will to live. And I'm very grateful for the family I have and the friends I have, because they really brought me out of there knowingly and unknowingly. And that's the other thing I would say. So take every day as it comes. Sometimes the days are hard, they're very hard. And sometimes the days are beautiful, enjoy them. It's a mixture of both, and that is life. That really is life. The mixture of the hard and the good. Number 2, is to take your people. I wrote it as take your people. Okay, bring your people with you. Find time to communicate with the community you already have. So what I truly mean about that, I'm in a new area. I was in a new area. I didn't have friends here. I didn't know anyone outside my family. And I'd created a community. So you remember, I learned in Zimbabwe. I'm trying to get I learned in Mutar, right? And I created bonds there. I created bonds in Bulawayo, where I stayed. And that was my clique. I'm getting to a place where no one's going to be like, oh, let's go out. Or one of those, I'm coming to see you. There's nobody coming to see me. But I took time to also still try and nurture those bonds, even though it gets harder because there's time difference and all these non-tontons, and people's lives are busy. But still take the time to communicate. So situation is, yes, we're starting afresh and stuff, yes, new note, but sometimes you need to reference from the previous chapter. And for me, my community has come with me. We've come together here, because I do not know where they'll be going leaving me. So that's another thing I've done, and my experience that has led me to realize that you need to take your community with you. Take them, all of them. And I needed to learn to explore. I feel like I'm still learning to do that, and this is also preaching to myself right now that I should be more serious. But take time to explore. I needed to take time to explore the area. I think London is a beautiful city. I'm going to speak about London specifically because I really haven't explored other cities quite. Wow, I've been to beaches in other cities, and I've been to Wales. where I feel like I remember the beach most. So I feel like I still need to explore the area, but I feel like I've seen quite a lot of London. I've walked in London in the evening and like central London and all the other parts, and there's still quite a lot to do. Enjoy the culture. The culture is so much different from where I came from. It's always going to be different because they're different people coming from different backgrounds, all have come together and are living in the same area. And it's overwhelming at first, but it's amazing if you really notice how everyone is going about. So explore your little city, explore where you are, have a bit of fun. Another one would be something I faced a lot. I felt like I was so different. I felt like I was out of place. I didn't think I'd ever fit in. And I'm talking from a point where I've made myself fit in. I've taken up my space. I haven't looked for space, but I've created my own space. So yes, I am different and everyone else is too, but that's okay. So I had to learn that. It took a while. Sometimes I need to remember that, it's okay. It's okay. Your accent is not the same, or the way you walk is not the same, but that's fine. We're all from different backgrounds. Another one would be, I hope I'm making sense and I'm telling you about my experience and my advice. This is all just mixed with the tips and the advice inside and my experience also as I go. London is expensive. So let me tell you a story about that one. When I first got here, hey, I was like, wow, things are 50p. Hey, they're 50 cents. 50 cents. Huh? Wow, you're living a good life. Context, I'm coming from a country where you cannot get anything for 50 cents. At this point, you can't get anything for 50 cents. Maybe water. But you'll be in luck because water is $1. So I'm thinking, what? I can buy lettuce for like 20 cents? I'm exaggerating the prices right now, but wow, this surely must be paradise. It surely must be paradise because But let me tell you, London is expensive. And these things people are just exaggerating. They're just exaggerating. And the thing what I didn't like also when people would say this is because their accounts were, someone would be like, oh, I'm earning this amount of money. And I'm like, and you think London is expensive? Okay. The truth is London is expensive. And in fact, the last couple of months I realized that I've become part of the people saying London is expensive. Or UK. But I feel like in London, since it is where everyone meets and all the tourist place and all that, it's bad. It's bad. I used to think that a pound was so cheap. Like, it's like, oh, it's just a pound. If you were to walk with me, I will not pay extra money. If I see something for a pound where I can get it for like 90p, I will be like, it's expensive. Because I remember when I came here the first time, I was obsessed with these white chocolate from a shop, right? From Lidl. Or is it Aldi? No, from Lidl. Sorry, I confused the two, but from one of the shops. The first time when I tasted it, I was like, will I like it? I really liked it because it's sweet enough and it's enough for my cravings, and it was like 15 or 20p the first time. But now you're not gonna find me buying things recklessly like that because the bills do pile up. They pile up so quick and it's ridiculous. And that's remembering. You need to remember that yes, things are nice, but things are expensive. I didn't believe it when people say it's expensive. The truth is, kuyadula. And kudula kabi. It really is. I just realized that I finished all of them in my stories. I hope you liked it. And the last one before I leave is, don't forget to live. when we get into new chapters and new places and new cities, and most of the time we end up with a job, don't forget to actually live, because then you can be sucked up by jobs, sucked up by every responsibility you have, and you forget to do things that, oh, I remember I said that since I'm in this place, I'm going to make sure every week I go for a spa, for example. But that's the example we're going to use. Don't forget to live. Don't forget to do those things. You might not be able to do all of them in one go, but don't forget there needs to be some sort of, not even a, I don't know if things can be work in a balance, but at least strive to have a balance between working, responsibilities, and actually enjoying the place where you are, and be grateful. Be grateful for whatever it is that has happened right now, and you've moved to a new city, a new town, a new country. It's hard. There's adjusting happening, but let's remember that gratefulness. So this was my experience of moving to London. It wasn't anything drastic. Well, in fact, no, I lie. There's one thing. Beware of scams, oh. Beware of scams. I'm so embarrassed. But it really also did weigh on me when I was talking about how family and community, I really needed a community at that time, because I scammed my life out. They scammed my life out. My stomach, did you guys hear that? Anyway, they scammed my life out. And at that time, I don't think I knew anyone else that wasn't from my family and the community I had back home. But I found myself in a pyramid scheme. In Mina, I thought I was going to work. I'm going to leave it there for now, because I want to have a story time directed just for that, where I'm fully refreshed and revitalized. Today I'm very tired. I've had a very busy weeks, but where, I've rested for 10 days. I'll come back and tell you how I ended up in a pyramid scheme. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed my experience of being in the UK. And it's an experience that I'm still going on. It's a journey I'm still going on. I might review it in a couple of months or in a year again. And if you do enjoy these videos, please do comment down below. Do press the subscribe button and follow, and I'll see you on the next one.